So what I'm saying is we compete, we feel inadequate, and we feel like we need to compete with other people and be better than them, and we have egos, all the egoic stuff that we do that causes all the problems in the world because you don't know who you are. You're creating this whole thing. You're not a little player. You're the inventor of this whole thing. You have nothing to prove. And you don't need to be better than anybody else. They're also master creators. They're creating entire universes that they perceive as well. And my own take on this is that you and I are really the same one reality, just looking at itself through two different headsets, two different avatars, and having a conversation. And maybe that's what is required for this one infinite intelligence to sort of know itself. If you transcend any description, how do you know yourself? Maybe what you do is you say, well, let me try this headset on. Let me take that seriously for a while. Maybe even let myself get lost. Let me completely believe I'm just a Don Hoffman in this space-time. And let me believe that for many decades and then slowly sort of wake up. But at least then I will have seen myself from this perspective. Then I'll take off that headset. We call that death. I'll just take off the headset. And then I'll try. There's an infinite number of headsets to try on. So from that point of view, any person you speak to is transcendent. Any animal is just an avatar of this transcendent, unspeakably incredible reality that transcends science so that science will only get 0% of it. And again, I'll always say, I'm not putting down science, I'm a scientist. We need to do science, and I recommend that people do science. But my guess, this is one of the more trivial headsets. It's only 4 dimensions. Why not 20 billion? Why not quintillion? This is just a fairly trivial. So we may be in one of the more uninteresting perspectives on who we are, and there are much more interesting perspectives that we can take on ourselves. But the reason we have fighting, the reason we have egos, is because we don't know who we are.
And is there a way for me to understand who I am? Or is the closest you've found meditation? I know you've meditated for 20 years or something.
I should say, I should be a little careful about it. I think it really is important to do, for me as a scientist, to have done the science that I've done. But I think for someone else who doesn't do science, maybe that you do music, or you do some sports or something like that. That is a concrete way of knowing yourself through a perspective, and that's really important. And since we have billions of people, and then there's untold other kinds of animals and insects and so forth, this one infinite intelligence, whatever it is, has decided